You're listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double XI.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You're listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power of double XI Christian Media? All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to Positive Power 21.org Christian Media. And you're listening to Late Night with Royce Live and my co-host, Kimmy Kim. But Kimmy Kim won't be here tonight, but keep her in prayer, everybody. It's right, God will keep her close to his bosom. Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? 21, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm your host, Royce Live Worldwide, and we all need to be lifted up and encouraged at all times. The Bible is a great source for encouragement. The Bible is the living word of God. It feeds us through the promises of God found in Scripture. I said, can you feel the power? Can you feel it? Philippians 4:7 reads, always be full of joy in the Lord. I say it again, rejoice and let everyone see that you're unselfish and considered all you do. Remember that the Lord is coming soon. Don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God your needs and don't forget to thank him for his answers. You do this, you will experience God's peace, which is far more wonderful than the human mind can understand. His peace. And the peace of God which surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ. Amen. Share this file, people. Share this file. Our special guest tonight is Lembrea Thompson. She's here tonight to share her gospel, her testimony, her life, her journey, her path. All right, shout out to Paula G of My Journey with Paula G on WATC 57 and Positive Power Double XI Christian Family. Dr. Paul Kelly and First Lady Marcia Kelly, Dean and President of PTI Bible College. You can go to pastorstime.com. Pastorstime.com. Check out the website, everybody. It'll be fully up and running probably by the end of this week. Shout out to Summer of Gospel Music Magazine. That's right, you catch all her shows in Georgia. And MVP with Sky. Shout out to Sky. She's in college right now, but you can still catch MVP with Sky on gmap1.com. That's right, over 450,000 followers on that site. And you catch her in DeKalb, Georgia, and you can catch her on WEPH in Mississippi. All right, so catch us all that Wednesday night starting at 10 o'clock on DeKalb 25. That's right, you can go to DeKalb25.com. DeKalb25.com. Catch us live, or if you live in that town, you can watch it on Comcast. All right, don't forget about Gumdrop and Late Night with Royce Live. That's right, all seen on GMAP1.com. DC25 and EPH in Mississippi and Music Vision Television. And John 14, Jesus answered, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. What you say about that, robot?
You are listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
That's right, you tell him, robot.
Hi, this is Lady T, urban gospel artist from Jackson, Mississippi. You're listening to Positive Power Double XI Christian Radio on Spreaker Radio and Facebook Live. So keep it locked.
Put a smile upon my
He's done so much in my life. Everything that you need, I know my God will provide. That's why I smile. When my world is crying. That's why I pray. Everything around me not okay. And Lord, it's not easy to put a smile on my face. There are people hurting every day. Everything that you need, my God will provide. I trust you with all my heart. Never let me go. That's why I can't smile. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. Yes, I trust you. You can trust God. You can take it from outside. Hey, that's why I can't smile. I trust you. Yes, I trust you. Say you never leave me, don't forsake me. Never leave me, don't believe me. That's why I can smile. That's why weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning light. Yeah. That's why I can smile.
Wow. How can I smile? By Labria Thompson. Well, she's my special guest tonight, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Positive Power XI Christian Media. Please share this file, everybody. This is Mondays is a very special day of the week. That's right. It's the hardest day of the week for most of us, but it's a very special day because this is the day you get a chance to hear Reed at Pep Talk with Reed. Then you follow up with Late Night with Royce Live and Kimmy Kim. We want to keep Kimmy Kim in prayer. That's right. Keep her in prayer. She had a little surgery today, and she want everybody to keep her really close to their heart in prayer. And she'll be back. She says she will be back next Monday. All right. So tonight we got Labria Thompson, and at 10 o'clock we got my man Jay Locke will be here. We'll be able to share some of his music as well. We also running Labria's video concert on our show. Also, you can catch it on Music Vision Television, and you probably can catch it on her Facebook page. So Labria, welcome to Late Night with Jervis Live and Kimmy Kim. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you, Mr. Jerry?
Awesome. Doing fine. Doing fine. You don't have to call me Mr. Jerry. You can call me Jim. I'm probably younger than all of y'all.
It's a habit.
I know. I feel you. No problem. No problem. Well, anyway, they call me the Batman for sure, in case you don't know, because, you know, we late night. We do everything at late night. That's the way we operate. We do our best work at night. Like most of us, we do. We do our best work at night. So anyway, we're here with you tonight to talk about your walk with God, your testimony, to encourage people. That's what we're here for, to encourage those who's struggling right now. And we're going to struggle. It's just part of life. You live long enough, you're gonna have your challenges. You're gonna run into a few roadblocks. But it's just how you handle it and how you hand it over to God, and be patient and let Him deal with it. So the first question gonna be, because we want everybody to know who you are. I know Ree came on like she knew you already. I said, wow, Ree know everybody. Well, for those who don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about you? So who is Lambria Thompson? Who is she?
Yes, so my name's Labria Thompson, and I'm 26 years old. I first started singing when I was about 11 years old, and I started off singing R&B. Of course, that's a lot of people's story. That's where they start. But I knew God had something greater for me. So around the age 14 or 15, I started to write my own songs, and I grew up in a Christian-based home with both my mother and father, and gospel music just does something to me that no other music can. So I began to write gospel music, and I began to sing it in my room, and get into talent shows and just really get into it, and start singing at church. I'm not only a singer, I'm a licensed and ordained minister as well. I'm going into my second year of that. I am also a business owner of Faith and Fitness Meal Prep. God has given me a platform with that has completely blown my mind. And with that is Faith and Fitness, transforming your body as you strengthen your faith in Christ. Wow. And what I do, it's a meal prep business. So I prep meals for different clients that I have. And I have a journey myself. I lost 195 pounds naturally on my own, just working out and eating right and changing my diet. And God has been doing amazing things in my life just in a matter of a year of being an actual recording artist. He has truly blown my mind. So that's who I am.
Well, we got a lot to talk about because I was reading your bio and it looked like you were assigned to a record company, and a lot of artists out there are probably on the fence right now. Should I sign with somebody? Should I just work with a promoter? Just get a manager? So we're going to get your take on all that. So it sounds like you got some experience with that, and I'm sure that walk with that could have been good, could have been bad. We'll find out, because I know it's a reason why you do it, and then it's a reason why you shouldn't have done it. But look, that song. But before we get into that part of it, tell us about the song. What how did you come into that song, into that beautiful music?
So How Can I Smile was birthed out of my testimony of me surviving lupus. And during the time I wrote How Can I Smile, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. God had woke me up, and I was going through a rough time in my life. My faith had taken a total 360, and it was so hard for me to pray. It was so hard for me to truly cry out to God. And when I did, it wasn't out of anger, but it was just a God, why me? I've given you my life. I've given you everything. God, why me? And that was at the beginning stages. I wrote How Can I Smile close to it was still kind of the beginning. I was just in it probably a year or so. And God gave me this word, how can I smile when my world is crumbling down? How can I pray when everything else around me is not okay? Because everything else around me was not okay. I was getting reports where, my doctors were telling me that my lupus was getting worse. And, they were telling me about different, as a lupus patient, your bone marrow constantly deteriorates. So you have to take different medications. You have joint pain. And for me, I suffered with hair loss. I suffered with severe joint pains to the point that sometimes I couldn't even get up and get my own self dressed. Better yet, even walk or stand on my own 2 feet. So with How Can I Smile, that song was birthed truly out of pain, but I knew that I served a God that was greater, and I knew I served a God that was going to bring me out. So it's like, instead of me saying, God, why me? Now it's God, why not me? Because it does not matter what you go through in life. What we don't understand is that sometimes we go through things, and God, we may not understand it at that point in time, but God is always setting us up to bring us to the next level that he desires us to be at. And I am standing here 2 years, lupus free, no medication, no doctor visits,
Praise
no
God.
nothing. They still can't find a trace of lupus.
Well, look, for those of us don't have a clue what lupus is, now I remember I had a neighbor. She was a little older than us, and she had it pretty bad, but she was still able to drive. I mean, it took her like 15 minutes to get to her car, you know, when it was only like 5 yards from her front door to her car. But we remember, you know, she never played in the neighborhood with us, and, you know, a bus used to come pick her up until she was an adult to drive, you know. So for those of us don't know, because like some of the symptoms you just told me sounds a lot of some of the stuff that us diabetics go through. We get joint pains and muscle pains, and sometimes we can't make it out of bed the time we think we can, you know, we can get out of bed, or it's going to take a couple of hours to get out of bed. But anyway, so tell us a little bit about it for those of us don't know anything about it at all.
There are different stages of lupus. I had SLE, which just affected my joints and my hair. But you can also go through stages of lupus where your kidneys may fail, or, you know, you may, your skin may deteriorate to the point where it may look like you've been burnt completely all over your body. Is because it's eating up your, you know, it's eating up your skin. Also, people deal with liver issues, kidney issues, and a lot of people have lost the battle of lupus. A lot of people, I went to one of my doctors, and they was like, since when does lupus kill people? And I'm like, if you don't know, lupus kills people. People pass away from lupus all the time because they don't call it the invisible disease for nothing. It is truly an invisible disease. For the longest, they tried to diagnose me with MS. They tried to diagnose me with arthritis, and it was like, it wasn't that. Like, my parents knew, I knew. I was like, there's no way I'm in this much pain. There's no way I'm losing my hair, and you know, it's just being MS or it's just being arthritis. I'm sorry, those aren't the same symptoms. So they call it the invisible disease, and it affects so many lives. And a lot of people are dealing with lupus and don't even know it because they have the same symptoms of MS and arthritis and multiple sclerosis and so many others. Yeah, diabetes, you know. So it's very hard to find. So it's so much testing you have to go through, and even with that CT scans, I had so many CT scans, they still couldn't find anything. And it literally took them probably 2.5, 3 years because I had actually had it before 2011. I got diagnosed in 2011. I had it way before then because I was experiencing those symptoms already before I even graduated high school in 2010. And I just truly thank God that he spared my life and gave me another chance so I can be a testimony to somebody else that we still serve a God that can heal.
That's right. Now, a disease like that. Now, what were you going through in high school? You know, that made you have a feeling something wasn't right.
I was just going through chronic fatigue. I was sleeping a whole lot. Also, you know, I was dealing with hair loss. I had frequent headaches, frequent joint pains. I knew, like, little joint pains. I tore my ACL when I was about in 8th grade playing basketball. So I knew, you know, I got joint pains, you know, when it rained or when it was cold from my knee, but I knew why, because I knew it was an injury. But I was getting like different pains like in my chest. I kept going to the doctor for inflammation around my chest. I kept going to the doctor for inflammation around my joints. And it was just like these cortisone shots, it was like it was working, but after it wore off, I was back in pain. So then that's when they started giving me the other types of medication. And I kind of feel like they knew that I had symptoms of lupus, but they didn't know just yet because they were starting to giving me the prednisones that you take, you know, as a lupus patient, and the other medicines that you take, you know, when you are actually a lupus patient. So it was kind of like I was their test dummy to see.
So what are those, painkillers?
Prednisone is not painkillers. It takes the pain away for some people, but not for me. I had to do 800 ibuprofen 800s. Sometimes I even had to go doses that were higher, depending on my pain level. Prednisone is basically anti-inflammatory medication. And when your joints and things are inflamed, what it does is that it calms down the inflammation that causes the pain. Because I used to have a lot of pain around like my chest and my shoulders and my back, and so that's pretty much what it does. It's just a anti-inflammatory medication, but
too,
some people use it for pain.
Yeah, so they highly addictive too, aren't they?
Oh yeah, very.
Okay.
Very.
Was that the same drug that Prince had problems with? Because I can never remember.
You said what?
Was that the same medication that Prince had problems with?
I'm not sure. I knew that, he had a pill addiction, but I wasn't sure. I didn't really look into, actually what it was that he was addicted to. But yeah, a lot of people get addicted to those medicines.
Yeah, because that's one, and you speaking of MS, like I see a coworker. I don't know her personally, but I see her all the time, and I know sometimes she's on her scooter from when she's really messed up, but she still make it to work. And then when she gets a little better, she is able to walk to her car on her crutches. And she takes, she walks slow. But if you see her, if you never saw those things, you would never know, because she's in like extremely good shape. And I guess obviously it must be because she was athletic when she was growing up. And she said she was always small. Now, sometimes a lot of people try to, equate some of the illnesses with bad eating and obesity. What do you say about that?
I don't agree to that, because just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy. And just because you're big doesn't mean that you are technically unhealthy, like fully unhealthy. And I say that to say that some people are big boned because it's hereditary. And then, a lot of reasons are because, of, I wouldn't say necessarily bad eating. I would just say poor food choices. But also, we also have to understand like medications like prednisone and those ibuprofen 800s and those different other medications. You take those and you will gain weight like no other.
Oh, wow. So you have no control.
And it would be, exactly, you have no control. And even if you don't have an appetite, it doesn't even matter, because your appetite is suppressed. But what it's doing to your body is like it's just making you bigger. Like my skin was so dark to a point where my eyes used to be red, and my parents used to be like, "Are you okay?" And I used to be like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And like for me, I can say, when I was younger, I was athletic. I played softball and basketball, but I still made poor food choices. Like I would eat like maybe one time, but I would eat a big meal. But I wouldn't necessarily say that, because I had friends that were diabetic and different sorts, and they were like 2-3 times smaller than me. And, I had skinny friends that 2 times faster than, it's just all according to who you are and your body structure and, your activity level.
That's right. Everybody's different, made different. And you're
yeah,
right
everybody's different.
And it's funny because I was just reading an article online about the NFL players. They showed like 20 players that you wouldn't even recognize, because they were linemen and linebackers that was weighing 250 to almost 400 pounds, and they lost weight. Because they said as soon as they stopped playing, the weight just started dropping off 50, 100 pounds, because that wasn't their natural weight. Some of those kids were, went through Pop Warning, just eating because they were on their way to college scholarships and into the NFL. Next thing you know, a kid that was weighing 220 is now weighing 350. And they said
exactly, because you're constantly on the go.
And they constantly was eating until they was sick. They said when they was in the NFL, they just ate. All the time, to maintain their weight, because that was their job, So once they stopped, it dropped off, and they got much healthier too. I remember Nate Newton; he was one of my favorite players on the Dallas Cowboys back in the early '90s, and you wouldn't even recognize this guy now. I think his son actually plays in the NFL right now, but these guys are like giants. You know, and they gotta be unhealthy. It's not natural.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, tell you what, let's play your song again for people who jumping in the queue. We got people listening to us on Spreaker Radio and iTunes and iHeartRadio. We appreciate you guys locking us in. Archived always, y'all. Check the shows out on iTunes, iHeart, and Spreaker Radio. They're archived, as well as Facebook, so you can come back the next day and check it out, or late night radio. All right, here we go. We're gonna listen to another one. Well, this is not another song, but this is by LaBria Thompson. This one's called "How Can I Smile?" And you can catch her concert that's running on Music Vision Television during the week. All right, check it out.
feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey family, this is Paula G. Join us Fridays, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Late Night with Jerry Royce Live and Paula G. right here on PositivePower21.org.
All right, that's Paula G, the voice, My Journey with Paula G. You can catch Paula G on WATC2 TOO. That's right, digital 57.2 in Atlanta, Georgia. That's right. You guys know Atlanta Live. Well, Paula G, sometimes you can catch her on Atlanta Live on a prayer line. That's right. She's doing her thing. And you catch the show at 11, I think it's 11:30 on Thursdays. You get the app, or you can watch it on digital television or Hulu, Apple TV, and Roku. And truly. And then you can catch the encore on Sundays. And also you catch her in DeKalb, Georgia. She's run on channel, I think it's Comcast 25, or you can go to decab25.com. Yeah, .com. All right, catch that show, My Journey. Beautiful show. We on episode 4. It'll be new episodes airing every week. And if you want to be part of that platform, come on out to Maryland. That's right. We tape My Journey here in Owings Mills, Maryland. Right here. That's right. In Batman Studio. Right here. That's right. Wayne Man Studio right here, y'all. Come on out and hang out with us. We got a bunch of people coming in town on 19th, 20th, and 21st. If you're an artist, we have performance packages available for you, so you'll be able to perform live. So we'll be able to air that show with your interview, and as well as some of the other shows that we produce here, right here. That's right. We got a lot of shows. We produced 4 shows. We got a couple more shows about to start another version of Late Night with Jarvis Live Up. I got a co-host going to be joining me, so I should be doing that show maybe like twice a week. And don't forget about Gospel Music Magazine with Summer. That show is really doing well. That show is hot right now. Doing well in the Midwest and the West Coast. You're talking about 450,000 viewers coming out to GMAT1.com. That's right. You know that guy, he's nominated for Stellar Awards. And that's a big thing for radio. That's right, for internet radio. So be part of the journey. Come on out, y'all. All right, we're talking to LaBrea Thompson. She is a survivor of lupus. And, you know, people are stricken with so many diseases, unexpected things that just come up and just creep on your life. You're already trying to climb out of out of that manhole anyway, or the cesspool, wherever you come from, and you're trying to provide for your family. Taking on so much stress in this world. I mean, from listening to politics to gun violence to domestic violence, which we're celebrating this month. We're not really celebrating, but we're just giving those ladies, the survivors, their due. You know, so we have a lot of books that have been written. There's a lot of radio podcasts going on. So if you want to follow us, coming out at 8 o'clock on Mondays and listen to Ree, Pep Talk with Ree. Ree is inviting some survivors to share their story. And they also have books for sale to help you if you're someone who's going through it right now, or you're still trying to get through it. I know it's something that you just can't shake it. You know, it's just like, man, you know, being terminally ill, just something that just stricken, you know, your body. The stress is just something that's just, you know, it's supposed to be a mechanism in your body to help protect you, but you can't go that long. I'm talking about 8 hours, 24 hours, 7 days a week under stress. You know, something's going to happen to the body. It's going to go through some stuff. Yeah, it's not built like that. It's like a lion chasing you for 24 hours every day. You're being chased by. Every time you wake up, you're running from a lion. Can you imagine that? Every day, you know, you live like in a little hut somewhere like in Africa, and every time you got to go to school or go to work, you got to watch out for that real beastly lion. Well, that's what's people going through right now. That same type of stress, you know, trying not to get eaten alive. Right, LaBrea? It's tough out there.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
And, you know, we glued to our phones, and, you know, I'm going to tell you another thing that's probably hard on people too, LaBrea. And you may be able to, I'm not sure how often you stay on social media, but a lot of us are on there a lot because of our businesses. And you're in business, so sometimes you kind of
Same
use
thing here.
social media to promote what you're doing. And sometimes when you see, you see a lot on social media. You see, good things, like birthdays, celebration, anniversary, graduations. But then you see, people get new houses, new cars, new promotion, getting lifted up by God, and got an award or something. And then you see the people who are like, lost a child, a nephew and niece missing, or somebody's child was killed, or they sharing some brother just got gunned down, by the police. That's a lot to take in all day long.
Yeah.
That's a lot. The good part to me is I love business. I just love business, artwork, graphics, video, all this stuff. I love multimedia. But then the rest of the stuff to come along with it is kind of hard to handle. But, you be human and, you feel bad for people. You're happy for those, that's being lifted. And in some cases, some people, it's envy or jealousy is involved. So it's stress coming from all ends for them. So if you're a person that's jealous or envy other people's success, because you say, oh, why can't that be me? And you're taking in the other stuff that's going on. That's a lot for one person to handle. When you think, how long?
I agree.
How long can you go
Yep.
on like that? So you got to take a break from social media. I'm starting to hear people are taking vacation from social media. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually have. I made it my duty that I took a break one time. And sooner or later, I'm going to take another fast from social media because it can be very overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming.
Yeah. So how long you take off? Do you take 30 days, 2 weeks, a week, a day?
Yeah, I try to do 30 days or sometimes, one time I even did 90 days.
Wow.
And I felt so amazing. And the only reason I did the whole 90 days is because I had someone to maintain my page, because that is the hard thing about it. When you're an artist or, when you're in business, you have to promote your stuff, and then different flyers that you own, you want to promote those things. So it's so hard to take a break from it. So I say if you really can't take a break, start giving yourself a time limit. Hey, I'm going to do Facebook an hour today, and that's it.
Yeah.
After that, I'm going to find something constructive to do with my time, read a book or, read my Bible, study, in some sort of way, whether it's biblical or, just study in general, go work out, do something. We have to detach ourselves from social media.
That's right.
And just internet period, because people don't really realize it, but things like this begin to become your God, because you're so
slave to
relying and dependent on it.
A slave to it.
And it's exactly. And it used to be to a point where I would wake up and the first thing I would check was my Facebook. Who's on Facebook? No, first thing you get up, you thank God, you give God glory for, for another day. So,
that's right.
Yeah, I definitely have to do a self-check sometimes.
Yeah, me, I like to start my day with, I go read my son's devotions that he sends out. I read that and I'll post it real quick without looking to see what nobody else is doing. And then I got to take my dog out. So I usually listen to some of my favorite prayer, God's prayer music, praise music in the morning while I'm still walking with the dog. And usually we walk about almost a mile to 2 miles. It's gonna be longer once it get colder because it's been too humid out.
Yeah.
And usually I take that in while I'm making my lunch, getting ready, taking my drive, and then I call two associates up, and I call my mom or my dad. So it's I got that whole morning period, all the way to work when I'm not bothering. And then usually I check text messages because they from associates, and instant messenger because they're associates too. And then I like designing flyers and stuff, and just thinking of other promotions that I can help with the with the stations. So for me, I don't really get on there until maybe 4 or 5 o'clock, because then it's time for me to go. I'm about to head home now. I'm gonna see who what's going on real quick, in case I need to produce some stuff for our gospel shows and, some awards and stuff like that. So anyway, we got a little bit of time left. I want you to talk a little bit about your experience when you was with the record label. So important. Hit that up.
It was an overall great experience. It was a great experience. I could say that I decided not to go further because I felt like it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me at all. A lot of people, they sometimes look at the industry as in, okay, well, if I do this, if I sign, I'm going to get this amount of money. I'm going to be doing this, and that, this. And, sometimes that's just not the case. That's just not the case. It's sometimes you do all the work, you bring all the funds in, and that's just how it is. It was a great experience. I had great leaders. I just decided not to go forward because there were some things that I didn't agree with. But it was a season, and it was the right season for me to sign. And literally when I did my career, my life, and I signed last year, January the 17th. And literally my life has taken off. It has not slowed down. God has allowed me to have that one person connect me to just one person. And literally, I've been connected to so many other amazing artists, producers, radio hosts, internet radio stations. I've been nominated for 9 awards, won 4 awards, and all of this been to the Stellar Awards. Sang at the Stellar Awards Showcase. So many great things has happened to me in a matter of a year and a half. And it could be a great thing, but also it can be a not so good thing. And I would just truly say, if somebody is wanting to sign with a certain label, I just tell them to truly pray. Ask God if this is what he wants them to do, because there are some labels you're going to sign to where you have no say-so.
Wow. No say-so.
The music that you put out, you may have wrote it, you may have written it, but if they want to change something in it or change the tempo, they're allowed to do that because you signed that dotted line.
Wow. So I guess Prince was right. It's better to be independent, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It truly is. Now, I would say if your life comes to a point where you just feel like you're overwhelmed, you can't handle like the bookings and things, nothing is wrong with getting a manager. To be honest, I have been trying to get a manager for the longest, but God literally will not. It's just like, he's like, it's not the time. You're doing okay managing yourself. You're doing okay with, your dad, being your accountant, and book people just booking you through word of mouth. And you just truly have to pray. You have to pray to God and ask him to cover you, to protect you, because there are people out here with great intentions, and there are people out here in the industry with not so great intentions.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And one of the things that was so important to me, because I realized when I was on here the first time when I was podcasting back in 2006, working with the authors, you were running to authors that had promoters, or they had management, or they were signed to publishing companies. And it seemed like the ones that was signed with publishing companies, it was like they felt like they were in a machine, that just kept constantly running. They couldn't turn it off when they were ready. But the ones that were under management, they kind of tell a manager what they want. I only want to travel in 100-mile radius. I only want to do signings on Saturdays. They kind of control. They had control, and they knew where all the book festivals are coming. So you can basically Google that to find out all the African American book festivals or whatever going on. Libraries free. It's like you really don't need nobody blowing your money. You could do that yourself.
Exactly.
And it's almost like, and that's one of the things I think a lot of people don't understand. They get so excited when they come out of there. They don't realize that those labels, those publishers, those labels, they all the same. It's like they only fronting you the money. You know, it's like they thought you were good enough that you can make them the money back and some more money. That's what they
It's a
signed
big
you
credit
for.
card.
Right. They treat you like a credit card. There you go. And I mean, and one of the things I thought that was so vital in the movies that we saw, like Tupac, when Tupac movie came out, and even when 50 Cent movie came out, you got a chance to really see what was really going on with exactly what DMX was talking about. Remember DMX had that real crazy reality show, and people were trying to figure, what is he doing in Arizona? You know,
Right.
trying to get his life back as a kid. Because Michael Jackson used to tell us a little bit about that, but nobody really believed him. But it turned out to be
Right.
true because it started happening to too many people, and then you start finding why all of the artists are being taken out by drugs. I'm kind of wondering about that. They probably trying to figure out right now.
Because it's a hard life. Whether it's whether it's gospel or whether it's rap, R&B, hip hop, it's a really hard life. Because think about it. Also, when you're signed to a label, you literally have to probably be on your deathbed for you to cancel a show.
Wow.
Other than that, you have to go. There's no backing out. Of course, you have some people who understand, but they want their money. So you have to go to that show and do those tours, and you have to do all that stuff. There is no, you got a cold or you got a flu, you better make something come out.
Yeah.
Because it's life camera action once you hit that stage.
That's right. And two, watching Empire. That's another one. People get a chance to see, the real makings of building a business, in that industry. It's very ruthless because you're depending on radio play and TV to get your music, because just like right now, right? I'm not sure if there's anybody watching it right now, but they try to sign this young lady when they basically didn't have anything. They don't have no connections, and now the record people, the radio people are saying, okay, we will play her music, but you gotta give us the inside scoop of what's really going on. So it's almost like you gotta sell your soul just so they can get back on top. They gotta bend down to that, So now you guys get and even watching Star, there's the show that comes on after that. You get a chance to see what happens to these girl groups and these boy groups. What happened? Why are they not around anymore?
Yeah. Even the B2K and the who else, and what the New Edition story they had.
Yeah, and Led Zeppelin just released a book, and remember them guys were together for a decade, and they was a pretty large rock group, and he's in his 50s right now, and he just released a book. I don't know if it's a tell-all, but because they lost their drummer, died years ago, and so so he's touring it right now, doing a book tour. So it's a lot. The industry is pretty ruthless. I mean, I kind of like where I'm at, being on the media side, even though one of the challenges now is that the independents are still kind of stuck in a little rut right now. I guess they don't see that the multimedia, the internet is like free for all now. It just depends on who knows what they're doing. So it's like you got to find out who's really working for you and who's not. What's working for you. So I guess my job right now is to just keep promoting and putting out good material so people can start saying, okay, because we about to put out, we talking about movies and films and TV. We're already doing a bunch of TV shows, and we're working on a few films, and we got another big project coming up real soon. And we really like where we are right now. As much as we would like to be on stage singing, which I can't, but I'm sure I can do a good lip sync job for teleproper. But sometimes you do kind of envy you guys when you guys are up there on stage because y'all make it look so easy, but we know it's not.
It's not. It's nowhere near.
That's right. And our job is to make you guys look even good when it comes to film. All right. Well, look,
Exactly.
man, we really appreciate you being on here. Can you tell people where they can find your music? I did post your link to Amazon where people could buy your music. So if you come out to the Facebook page, if you're on Spreaker or listen to an archive, come on out to my page, or just go out to Amazon and type in a song and give them the title of that song again one more time.
Yes, it's called How Can I Smile?
How can I smile? And some people may not be able to spell your name who's just listening to the show. Can you spell that for them?
And it's Labria, and it's Labria. Last name Thompson, THOMPSON, and you can get it off of where Jerry said it. You can get it off of iTunes, Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play. It's on all digital outlets.
That's right.
It's called How Can I Smile?
Amen. Amen. All right. Now I was looking at your email. You actually spelled it different on your email. Is that intentional or was it a mistake?
No, because my original government name is Labira.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Yes.
So is it what is
My
how's that
mom
pronounced?
misspelled it.
Oh, your mom. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So
I always make the joke that she was drugged up on the epidural.
yeah, that's some good stuff. So one last thing before moving to my next guest. What's your next move? What's the next move?
So my next move, I'm currently getting ready to work on another EP. So I'm getting ready to head in the studio, just finished the photo shoot. I'm headed to Tennessee on the 16th for the Dove Awards. I'm singing at the Prayer Breakfast in Nashville, Tennessee for the Dove Awards. And just working on some new music, man, and going different places. You can find me at Labria Thompson on my Facebook or Labria Thompson Music on Instagram to keep up where my next move will be. And that'll be all the information on there, so you guys can keep up where I'm going and next place God has headed me. You know.
Well, we hope we can get you come out here to Maryland. You can hang out with Batman and my TV hosts. We'd love to have you in studio and hang out with us and tell your story to the world and have some fun. Come on out to Maryland and get some good food. All right?
Yes, most definitely.
All right, before you go, Labria, you got to tell us, did you feel the power? Did you feel the power?
I felt the power.
She felt the power. All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is J Lock. We want to thank Labria Thompson for hanging out with the Batman of Charm City. All right, y'all. Don't forget, y'all, you can listen to the show again. That's right, on Spreaker Radio, iHeart, and iTunes. That's right. All right, y'all, we get ready for Mr. J Lock. So let's play his music, and we'll bring him on. All right.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XL.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. I go by the name of J Lock. We got Bless on the track. Let's Good job, good credit, bill paid in your own car. Yeah. Lights on, white picket fence, cut your own grass, your own yard. Look, alright. You're the true girl and we know it. Besides the fact you running things, guys ain't controlling, you show it. Got daycare, after school, birthday parties and sleepovers, play dates with classmates, work deadline till your week's over. It's takeout, practices, dry cleaning, Bible study, life so fast, you so fine with your week's
Hey love, hey, he's on the way, love, hey, so don't you stray love, just keep your faith up, and just stay prayed up, and just stay prayed up, and just stay prayed up, just keep the faith up,
Now get this. Many women view men as a wish list. Many men know it, so they blow it and attempt to show it and to lure those unsuspecting mistress. Then they dismiss. And this is what they call it how I see. I'ma talking how I'm living, I'ma walking. Faith without sight, I'ma shine my light in your coffin. Flossing, but of course, you get what you see. Blind lead the blind, no matter who leads. No movement occurs, the bruising of words. Deserving your chance will have a seat. Practice or preach or go lagging in speech. Taxing your Mac and relaxing your reach. Catching your fraction, relaxing. I'm asking my God for a sign, defining my peace.
Hey, love, hey, he's on the way, love, the way, love. Hey, so don't you stray love, just keep your faith up, and just stay prayed up, hands up in the air, and just stay prayed up, hands up in the air, and just stay prayed up, hands up in the air, just keep the faith up,
The moment occurs, the prayers, the fasting to get you deserve. The time you wasted was just to disturb. Distract me direct, had you live in your purge and live and submerge. The sense of this word matches efforts to serve. God did it and you know that. And I bet you everything in your bank account that his name ain't Boaz. Hold that.
he's on the way.
Wait.
Your time.
It's okay. Wait. You're fine.
Along the way.
Keep the faith.
Never stray.
Never stray. Gone.
He's on the way. Your time. Take your time. Along the way. Keep the faith.
That faith.
Never stray.
Gone. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Your time. It's okay.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Along the way.
1, 2, 1, 2.
The faith.
That faith.
Never stray.
Never stray. Gone.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you J Lock. What's going on, Mr. Lock? Welcome to Positive Power. How you doing, sir?
What's up, brother? How you doing, sir?
Awesome, sir. Awesome. Thank you for joining us tonight, man, and holding tight. So what's going on in your world? Tell everybody, who is J Lock? Who is he?
First of all, thank you for having me, man. I'm excited to be a part of your show. You're doing major things, so I'm excited to be here.
Thank you, sir.
I am a recording artist, producer, songwriter, Christian, father, son, you know.
All the things about
Yeah.
I feel you. All right, well, tell us a little bit about your family, man. Tell us something to make up your family.
Man, I have 3 amazing babies, 2 daughters, 1 son. Yeah.
All right.
That's funny. You know, when you start to have kids, you see, I think you get back all the things that you inflicted on your parents.
You sure do.
So you know, so I'm starting to see those things that I, did. So it's kind of interesting. And you can't be mad because, rightfully it belongs to you. You got to own it, right? Because you did it.
That's true. That's why Batman don't give out no spankings. I think it was funny. Just a couple weeks ago, my daughter came home because of the storms that was in Virginia. So she came home from school, and we was shooting a show with Summer. And Summer asked her, did she get spankings growing up? And she said, yeah. She said, oh, did Batman give you spankings? She said, no, my mom did. I just couldn't do it. I used to get so many of them. I just felt bad. I can't even spank the dog. My wife be like, why you didn't spank her? She just pooped on the couch on the carpet. I was like, I just can't do it. She didn't know better. She can't take herself outside. I'll be looking at. She said, my wife be like, oh, you're just making excuses for the dog. I just can't do it. Because I was a victim.
But we don't have to, though. Like, men, we don't have to really be those guys because we can intimidate just by, our voice or just by, the look that we give. Like,
there's no toys, no game system, and ice cream, all that kind of stuff. Take stuff away. I used to get both of those things done, though. They used to take stuff away and give me a spanking. All the bad boys.
I used to pretend like I was asleep, and that worked.
Oh, it ain't work with my mom. You just get beat
Nah,
by
she'd wake you up with that lashing.
Oh,
nah, I didn't. It wasn't that bad for me.
Yeah, man, I was a bad boy, man. It just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough stuff in the world for me. I guess if I would have had a computer and a smartphone and all the stuff we have now, I wouldn't have gotten in that kind of trouble. We didn't have no electronics. We just had a black and white TV with 3 channels.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of was on that end, but I was very. I really didn't stay that long. Like, I guess the year I recognized TV is the year that we got more channels because we didn't have just 3 channels. I remember when TV used to go off. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, man. See, we was in a city. See, Baltimore City took years. I think Baltimore City didn't really get cable until, like, the 2000s, man, to tell you the truth. Yeah, it was so political. It was political, man. You had to move out to the county to get cable. Yeah, and then you stay up all night because you can't believe you got 800 channels. It's like,
all right,
but you need that job.
Now we're jaded.
Yeah, man, it was crap. That's why I was so happy when I had girlfriends that had cable. I would just stay over their house, have dinner, everything. Yeah. When next time can I come over? Yeah, man. So speaking of cable, man, let's talk about this technology, man. So how's your music doing on multimedia and social media? How you working that? Is it working for your advantage?
Music is good. I'm still kind of like I like the digital world and the freedom to basically be everywhere at once, as far as the digital fingerprint. But I still find pleasure in the intimacy of live shows.
Yeah. I feel you on that one.
Like that's still the experience that you can't. That's the one experience you can't really fully get unless you're there. And for those of us that can still do live shows and have enough material to do live shows, that's still the best way to connect with your audience.
Yeah. Let's take a page from like Joe Jackson, the Jacksons. That long road it took before Michael became Michael. Do you see that path happening for you? Even in gospel, do you guys see that? Can you see that road in front of you?
What, like just that process of becoming?
Yeah, because remember when they started out doing the talent shows and Joe had them on the road, they was singing in front of anybody they can sing in front. They didn't have the advantage of the internet. They just had television and radio,
right? Which
is really what we have now,
Right, absolutely. I think that if they work together in concert, you're good. But I think too many people use the internet as a crutch. Like if you focus on the internet alone, you're not going to survive in this industry because you still have to get out and kind of do the dance, shake hands, and kiss babies. Like that's still very much part of this business. I think a lot of kids, a lot of people are relying too much on social media because you have, you can fluff up anything on social media. Like you can have hundreds and thousands of followers and still go and do a concert and have just your immediate family there.
So what you think the problem is there, James?
Much rather.
So what you think the problem is with that formula?
It doesn't necessarily translate into money. Or real relationship or real connect with your following.
Yeah, because the world is too big. The internet is so big. So 1,000 followers don't mean nothing. That's not even probably what. If you put that in percentage points, it's like awful.
You got like maybe 10 people that's willing to come to you and see you. Not unless that 1,000 is in your city.
You're right. On your community.
It's so spread out.
Or your community.
Right.
Your church.
Right.
That'd be awesome.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I saw a party concert every weekend.
That's right.
But and we do well. But I think that it has to be. It's only a component. It's only like one piece of a bigger piece of pie, and you have to get out. You still have to, be seen. You have the people that come and support you. they have to have a connection with you. If like me now talking to you, it's great and dialogue is happening. But if I get to sit in your studio and you get to see my body language when I'm talking about things that I'm passionate about, that you're passionate about, that we can connect on together, that's a completely different relationship.
That's right. That's why I got TV show now, because I thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Jay. So if you had to, if you know the winning formula, you know what it takes. If you could translate, if you could choose 1,000 people, you know, where you want to perform at, or you know, where you want them to hear you, how would you use social media? Really use social media?
I like the idea, and I've toyed with this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like people to take a journey with me on social media to help people change their lives. Like, I wanna walk up to someone who has been waiting for something to happen in their life and help them reach that goal. And I want to take my followers on that journey with me. Because we all like to feel like we're invested in something. So kind of seeing something before it starts and then watch it unfold in front of you and rooting for, you know, the underdog seems to be like a really good formula in this country. So like, if I could take that kind of journey if I can help my people be a part of that kind of journey, I think that would be like rewarding, not only to the person that's receiving, but to those people that are watching and who's, I think we all secretly root for the underdog.
Yeah, you said a mouthful, because it's almost like you have to figure out a way how to get your, I'm gonna say locals and family and friends to invest in you now, and then they can watch and see where their investment go. You know, it's almost like saying you're a comedy, you're like a product right now, or providing a service, but you're a brand.
Right.
You're a brand. But it's like you have to find a way to get them interested in you enough that they can help catapult you to the next level. Now, do you think there's enough resources in place right now that if that did happen, say you got 1,000 of your closest friends and family, all the locals, I mean, they can come watch you perform, they can critique you, they can all invest in you. Do you think it's enough resources that they can invest enough in you that they can get you out there in the mainstream? Is it possible in your eyes?
There's a theory of, you know, the 1,000 fans that, if you look at the theory, it is supposed to work like that in Catapult. I don't know if it will get you. I don't think that alone. Not unless that 1,000 shares your story with another person, and so on and so on.
Right.
Like, you can't live off of just that 1,000 alone. Like that number has to grow. And you just have to kind of be able to tap into people's hearts.
Right. I mean, like they invested. If they invested in you, like monetize you. In other words, they say if everybody can invest, if the 1,000 people, you know, that's invested in you, your partners, if you get those partners to invest, say, $10 a month into your platform for a year,
right?
You know, they like invest. I mean, like they really invest. They own like 10% of you. You know, these or 1%, whatever the number's going to be. Yeah, like that. And then you guys have a plan. I mean, everybody's invested, but they're going to help come up with a plan. They're going to be like your street team too. They putting everything into you. They your advertisers, your marketing, your social media. They everything. They your company, and you the brand. See, that's where black people are.
I think it's a good start.
See, I thought of that idea because it's never happened before with black people. It's like we all know 1,000 people. I mean, like right now, if I go through my Facebook contact list, I know like half of the people personally. I've talked to all of them.
Oh,
I
wow.
interviewed over 1,500 people, you know. But I've also met a lot of these people, too, at award shows and, you know, talked to them on the phone. So if I ever was in y'all's shoes, I could make it work. I really feel like you said, it is a theory. But the only thing I think to hold back you guys is that y'all don't have the resources, which is money. Y'all have everything else. Y'all got radio, you got secular internet TV, digital TV, and cable TV right in front of you, but y'all just need the money. You know, you got.
I don't think the money would come from, like, myself personally. I'm not looking at this stage to have individuals support in the traditional way that music is supposed to work, the music business. Normally, you make an album and then you sell it to the consumer, right?
Right.
All right. Now, I could do that, but that's a very slow process because everything that you're saying, you have to convince these people. Now, the 1,000 people that you're speaking about, you said that a lot of these people you have met from award shows in different functions, which means they do the same thing that you do, which means you're probably not going to get the kind of support that you would want because in a nice, polite way, they are considered competition.
No, well, for
And
me,
that's
they
what
not.
happens
Well,
with it.
for me, you know, remember, I'm not a musician, so they more like you than they not more like me, right? I'm more like media.
Right,
Yeah.
Right, but we're saying as an artist.
Yeah,
a lot
right.
Of
If I was
times,
an artist, right, it'd be tough if I was an artist.
Well, yeah, because a lot of times when, say, Stellars, right? We went to the Stellars. There's a whole bunch of different events and functions going on the week of the Stellars. But you're only around other musicians, other artists, other writers, other entertainers, other choirs who have their own product that they're trying to sell. What we've been missing is how do we get to the consumer?
Exactly.
See, the consumers are different than your peers. Consumers are the ones that we should be trying to reach out to. But instead, the industry keep the consumers tucked away very nicely for when they want the consumers to spend money.
Right.
But at the same time, they'll dangle this carrot in front of the artist's face and say, hey, come and be a part of our listening party. Come and be a part of our showcase. Come and be a part of our function. We don't have no budget, but we'll let you perform in front of these audiences. And a lot of times, you're performing at a time that is not even really valuable because the people know that the headline artist is going to come later. So they just wait till later to come. So you're never really able to maximize your those opportunities.
Yeah. So
you
where
have to think outside the box.
So where are you right now with with all that? Because you said everything exactly what a lot of my peers talk about right now. I'm talking about my co-producers for TV and radio. We're seeing that you guys are performing showcases in front of each other and maybe a few internet hosts, showcases. The talent shows are made up of mostly of you guys. So where are you right now? You're trying to get to that next level. Where's J Lock at right now? How's he getting?
I'm outside of the box. I'm outside of that box. I'm looking at how do we do everything that I just said. How do I attach myself to the people's hearts? And here's the funny thing about people. People know when you're real and when you're not. People know when you are up here and whatever you're speaking on, they know if this is your heart or this is your brain trying to make me believe this is your heart.
Right.
So you have to be passionate about what you believe. If I say it, I mean it. If I perform it, it's coming from a pure place.
That's right.
That is how you connect with people in a fake world. And we all know this whole industry. I'm not going to say everything is fake, but 98%. 98%
wow.
and that's just what it is. And it's a shame that we can say that about gospel music, right? Because of our faith and what we believe. But 98% is smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
So you're talking about what this world has become, how this industry has become. A lot of people that are maneuvering, and when you're maneuvering, you're taking away the foundation of what music was before. You remember when you grew up listening to music and something hit you and you just played it like all night?
Yeah, man.
Because it was so powerful to you.
Had to go buy it. Yeah, had to go buy it and play it. That's right.
Right. You had to unwrap the rapper. It wasn't, you can't take off the rapper on iTunes. It's not that experience anymore.
Yeah.
I want to create that experience where when you're dealing with something, you're going through something, there's something in my music that you can attach to and see yourself inside of. And if you can achieve that goal, you have a different kind of, you don't have a fan, you have a supporter. You have someone that says, I'm willing to take this journey with you because you was a part of something when I was going through. When I was at my lowest point, that song helped change my life. And I have heard that.
That's right. And you said something important, though, in the beginning, though, is like you guys need to get in front of consumers because those are the ones you're trying to fit. Those are the ones that's waiting to hear your music. But they say, where's J Lock? I know the music is out there. I know he shared the experience, that I shared. But where is he? How can they find? And one of the things you said was so important, too, is about the internet, like those 1,000 followers. One of the things I was thinking that I thought that would be a real good battle plan for you guys. If you say, of course, sometimes it's hard to be a home guy and make it in the hometown. But, just like Baltimore's a really big place. Maryland is really, really big. It's almost like, what is your starting point to get in front of a consumer? Do you finance your own venues, your own festivals, your own park parties or tent parties or whatever? Where do you guys start where people can hear your music that's not doing what you're doing?
Sometimes I do. Sponsor events and also bring other artists with me that I believe in. I tell you a story that's really unique, though. I did a concert. It was actually one of my first gospel concerts. I brought my band out, and we did this little cafe, right? Killed it. It was about 100 people in there. It was packed. It was such a new sound. They had never heard that before. In the room, you had cats that looked like thugs, and you had people that looked like they was corporate America. Like you couldn't tell who was who, but everybody came with one common goal, and that was to enjoy and have a good time.
That's right.
All right, now let's move forward. About 3 or 4 years after that, I get a Facebook message about someone wanting to bring me to their church. And it took about a year for her to convince the church to bring me out.
Wow.
I sat down with her and her husband, and she explained why she was so adamant. She was at that concert that I did years ago, and she was at a place, and being at that concert, she was in a low place, and her at that concert was the beginning of a transition for her.
Wow.
And it meant so much to her that she wanted her kids, because her husband is a youth pastor, to experience what she experienced at that concert.
Wow.
My point is, we sow seeds just by showing up, just by being obedient, and just by using the gift that God has given us. We don't know who it's affecting. And we don't know when that seed is going to come back to harvest.
That's right.
We just got to be focused. So my presence on your radio station, I might not see a reward. Somebody might say 2 or 3 years ago from now and say, hey, you know what? Remember when you was on? Man, that changed my life. That made me decide to go after my dreams and pursue. And don't that sound like God?
That's God, man. And I'm saying I'm not gonna say that's a difference in me and other radio people because I don't really know what they do with their guests when they get done interviewing. But one of the things that we do here at Positive Power, because we have so many podcasters, that we like to share our guests. So we like to invite you on another show. And I have an online men's summit that we do, and we like you to be part of that. So you can share your testimony, and then we find out where that leads to. And the next thing you know, we want you to be part of our television ministry as well as our film ministry. So we have a lot that we're trying to offer you guys because we want to get you guys in front of the consumers. And understand most of my Facebook friends are artists just like you. They're listening to this story, and they probably listening to Jay trying to figure out, well, how can I get to that next level where he is right now? Or maybe I can invite him to appear in front of some consumers. So you never know. Like you said, a seed being planted.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. What we know for certain is if you don't take steps to make an effort, you'll never achieve it.
That's right. Right, and this was the first step right here, coming on.
Yeah.
It's right that night. It was so awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, Jay, we're gonna play another one of your songs, man. And you know what? Your songs they weren't meta tags, so I don't know which one this is. It just say Jay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we're going to play it.
You after.
You tell us after. That's right. You tell us after. All right, here we go, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is Jay Locke, and he'll tell us what the song is when it's done. Amen. Here we go. Wow.
Bass.
Yeah. What you want? Yeah, like this. Angels summoned down from the heavens. Swing low, sweet chariot, time to rumble now. And I could care less, compare next. The airness, fly for no reason, the air sweat. I evolve from plot thickens and hot kitchens, minus the hairnet. Beyond your expectation, I dare jet. God told me, move. And that motion was so potent, soft-spoken doors open, I dare rep. Sorta like David on the side of mountains. Killing lions, I'm prepared for unsuspected giants. Blood like fountains. Sure lost, cause of your boss. Your course off, oftentimes my mind drift back to cross. Down for Jimmy Carter, they trying to me father. But it's your will and your will is in me father. I go harder, told Satan never mind. I'm off to better times. Better places by design is intricate, but I go into it. Bible holder, survival soldier is infinite. God above all, my brawl is a vital instrument. And your timing is slowly winding. Thanks to your lack of creativity, I can hear the fat lady chiming in. What you know about it, Jesus? Yeah. What you know about it, Jesus? Yeah. What you know about it, Jesus? Yeah. What you know about it, Jesus? No bother. Do this for the Father. He the architect, yeah. He the real author. I just jot it down. I don't even fault you. If I was you, I'd be mad too to what they brought you. Short-term goals, long-term pain. Rappers sell they soul for $1 in the chain. Me, I switch lanes, came with something different. Still bring the pain, I reign, and that's significant. And I speak life. What y'all saying? The freshest B-boys, master beat rhymes and praying. The 1 and 2s and breaking. Sun crews for faking. Big boys, yeah, please don't be mistaken. And I'm on fire. Holy Ghost feel. Nosy folks, live folks, talk folks still. But my God real. You ain't even know it. Carolina blue on and I ain't even show it. But greater is he. The Savior ain't me. Won't let me down. Won't let me be. On my quest to be free. You run into grief. But trouble don't last. But we the trouble on the beat. What you know about it? Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus.
In a time that we're living in, people just take a temporary withdrawal whenever they get ready. What I'm trying to say is the church is at recess. The church have taken time off and not doing what God has called us to do. The church has gone to play. Ooh. but it's gonna be right. Time to come up out of your sleeping state. It's time to come up out of your lethargic state. People have gone on vacation from God. We're now wondering why when you come to church I can't feel the power like I used to feel the power. It's only because you on reset. You can't feel what you ain't in.
Amen. Ooh, I had to make up high. That was awesome. We're talking to Jay Locke, and I like that one, man. So what was the name of that one, Jay?
That's called Jesus.
Ooh, that was rocking, man.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you,
rocking.
sir. That 808 still go hard, huh?
Yeah. And now I got some good news. Now I was listening to you. And I just wanted to spring this on you real quick. And this is just this is not anybody, Jerry. Batman not pulling out his brag book, even though I do carry one because when a brother go to an interview, he got to really go over the top to get a job.
Let's do it.
So anyway, just let you guys know. Now I got co-producers of my shows, my TV shows, and I got some people helping films. NBC executives actually had reached out to one of my co-producers, and she was able to listen on a call with the contestants of The Voice. See, this is the kind of stuff that we tell people all the time when they're on these shows. Like, you just never know who listening. Internet goes out there, man. You just never know how people connect it. You know, I was just telling your manager that even one of my other shows, one of the shows I produce, that shows those people are actually being listened to by a real higher up, which is connected to a real powerful person that was in the R&B world. And I just dropped the name to your manager. I didn't want to put it out. I don't want to put it out over the airways, but you know how people can get. But I just let her know this is the kind of stuff that's happening right there. And they are looking for, you know, these people to come on these shows, whether it's dancers, singers, performers. They're looking for the next Justin Biebers and the next Ushers and all these people all the time. How they can't keep these shows like The Voice and all these other amateur shows going if they don't find fresh, good talent. Nobody gonna watch it when you got people in there that can't perform. So they're looking for these people. So I encourage you guys to produce nice videos, produce live performances. Just don't have nobody waving a Facebook phone, wiggling around. Make sure put it on the tripod and be in front of the stage. You know you coming up, talk to the people, give them a call and say, look, I like to reserve a seat. You know, my people gonna be performing, and we want to get a nice hire a student with a video camera. You know, you gotta. It's, and I can't tell you. That's why I was interviewing this week, because I just want to know where Jay Locke is right now, and I can see you serious. You're a serious brother, and I hope other people's encouraged by you that would listen. You got a band, you got a manager. That tells me right there you serious about what you're doing. You're not just hobbying this thing. You really serious. You invested, and they want to know that.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm serious, and I'm me personally. To be completely transparent. I'm really not interested in those type of talent shows.
Right? Really?
And I tell you, I'm not me personally, because in this arena, we know the model of the music business is dying. Like us, you, me, we know that model has changed so much since iTunes, Spotify. Like Spotify is, ridiculous if you're looking at, what it does for the artist.
Yeah.
I'm looking more so at the foundation. I would rather take 20,000 people and have 20,000 people that support me and buy my music and support the ventures, and I'm great with that, because I know I can take that 20,000 and flip it into 40, so on and so on. But for those people who want that kind of exposure, that exposure comes with a price. What Most Def said it best. He said, even if it's free, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
So
right, you're right.
You're paying something.
Yeah, that's a good point, because everybody don't really want that kind of fame, but the way I'm gonna tell you, I respect the way you thinking too, but I'm always encouraging people take what God has given you. If He wants you to prosper, but He knows what people can handle. He know some people can handle an expensive car payment. They can handle making their monthly payments on their mansion, and then some people can't even handle making payments on their apartment. So how they gonna get a townhouse? But He knows there's some people out there that if He put them on a big platform, especially like Ree, I love Ree to death because she don't just go out there and perform because she has the talent to make it big on The Voice. We know they've been developing her. Her manager been developing her and developing her and developing her. One day I can see Ree on that big stage on The Voice because not only was that platform be great for her, but she also has a big heart when it comes to helping people too. You can't help nobody without no resources these days, and of course the major resource right now is going to be, is currency. Whether it's a Bitcoin or Acorn or green money, we need it in order that I can't help my family. I can't put my kids into the schools they want to go to if I don't have the money because they want something. You can't borrow everything, and I can't borrow but so much money, right?
The problem is the industry want to pay you brown coins,
right,
for your art, and that's the problem.
Right.
Like we need paper. We don't need coins anymore. I want dollars.
That's right.
I want them dollars to multiply. Amen. But I posed a question to you. At the beginning of the conversation, you said you talked about the 1,000 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you set it up where you said if I had 1,000 people willing to support me, that we could do something with that.
Yeah, something special.
And then you said yourself, if you had 1,000 people, you could do something with that because your people support you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's switch the narrative. You do have 1,000 people that listen to over 1,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
So let's say that you take your 1,000 people and you put your 1,000 people in a venue, and I bring my band and I bring my sound. And not only do you have 1,000 people, you have a platform that you could share all of these brilliant artists that you bring and let them listen to every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every week you said, I could do an event every week. You could do an event every week, and you can showcase one of these artists, and you could charge enough $10, $20 to have an amazing experience because we know in the music business that's what it's like in the experience.
That's right.
And then you could pay us to come and help give these experiences to these people. And what you have done for Maryland is created an outlet for Christians in your market that they rarely get an opportunity to see something special, unique, different, talented.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to come to. I think we are coming to Maryland. I think we
talking about that now. Yeah, I got a lot of venues, and I do have a very special place for the artists. Very special place. And we trying to work out some deals with them at the box office. And at the same time, we're still trying to work with, see, this is the deal with our people, man. We're still trying to get our people to unify. I'm not just talking about Maryland, but I'm talking about the South and then the North. Because the Northerners, they want to do some stuff too, but it is so expensive to rent out venues in the North. Even here in Maryland, venues are very expensive. And so then you got to pass the cost on to the consumer. So that's the major problem. But now I'm talking to a partner. I supposed to fly down to Arkansas to do an award show where this guy's honoring the community. And he told me he actually rented out the University of Arkansas for $250. And that place probably sit like 1,000 people or more because it's on a college. It's on a university campus.
Yeah.
But there's no way, man, here at one of our really nice, even Morgan State University, they want like $7,000 for me to rent out their really nice auditorium. Like we have shot stage, like I shot stage play for Shirley Murdoch. But Shirley Murdoch is an international R&B star. We're going to make the money. The promoter's going to get their money back, right? So when they going to pay me, everybody going to walk away happy because they know they're going to be able to sell out two nights with her. Even when Anita Baker came and they rented out my school, University of Baltimore. Got that thing's just like the Civic Center, big balconies and all. But we paid I think $75 a piece to see Anita Baker, and she only got new music out. See, that's the thing.
Because what she has is the history of that experience that she's given people throughout the years and throughout the decades.
Exactly.
You know
She's
what?
been branded already.
I'll come up there and go to Bus Boys and Poets and rock out.
Well, we working on some venues. We actually do have a really nice venue that we actually going to be at. This matter of fact, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be at a venue this Saturday, October 13th. We got Dwayne Gott, we got Kent Osborne, and we have what's the other artist coming through? Whitney Curry coming out of DC. We're gonna be shooting them live in theater at the Barn at the Community College of Baltimore County. That's right. It's called the Barn. We're gonna be shooting them there live. Of course, I wasn't worried about inviting people to sell tickets because basically we want to get a good live taping. But those are the kind of venues I've been shopping around that I know we can keep the ticket prices low. People can pay $5 and we can still, break even, and then the artists just got to get here. So those are the kind of things that Positive Power is doing. But one of the biggest things that we're doing for you, Jay, we want to get you in front of the consumers on TV. So when we do rent out a venue, they see your name on the billing. They know who they're going to see. They say, "Oh my God, I saw that dude on TV." We're going to see him, Mama. Yeah. Come on, Mommy. Get dressed up. We're going to go see Jay Lock. We saw him on Positive. We saw him on Music Vision. We saw him on WATC. We saw him on Atlanta Live. So that's the stuff that we've been putting in place for you guys. Me and Tony talked about all of that. But we got to get you guys here first to get you guys taped so we can show y'all. That's what we got to do.
Oh, yeah.
But then people calling me up asking me 1,000 questions. Look, I'm only charging you $150. Just to cover our expenses. My production company, I'm not even charging for production. You know how much it costs for production companies? For me to put you guys into a studio with gel lighting, 3 cameras, audio engineer, it costs $7,000 just for that alone. And I'm asking people for $150, they give me the blues. Yeah, $7,000 to get you guys on HD. That's right. Just record it for 8 hours is $7,000. I'm taking care of all of that. But asking for $150, that's just showing me that you invested and you gonna come. Because I won't be sitting in there just be standing there, me sitting there waiting. I got everything set up for TV and nobody show. But when you invest something, that tells me that you're serious. At least cover my expenses, $7,000, y'all. That includes editing, the cameras, the audio guy, the lighting, the equipment, the venue. $7,000. Yeah, that's what it costs just to record in HD. So I just want to tell y'all that. So Jay, just think about it. That's what we want to do with you guys. We want to get you guys taped first so we can put you on TV. So when you go to Atlanta, they already know who you are. So it just won't be just people doing this, people from the industry showing up. And you know how they only stay for the whole show after they finish singing, they gone.
We got a nice little following in Atlanta. We got a nice little following in B-more as well. Like, these are not unfamiliar territories for me. So we should actually have some people that show up, and we'll spend a little bit more than $5 for my event. So we're going to have to jump that price up a little bit.
Yeah. I was just kidding about the $5, but on college campuses, you kind of want to keep, you want the kids to come, so you kind of got to work with that price, because a lot of the stuff that's being done, like even Tyler Perry, see, a lot of the stuff I do, I just take a page from what somebody else did. Tyler Perry, when he came to Baltimore, he didn't rent out no little raggedy places. He actually went to the college campus, Coppin and Morgan, and did his plays there. Tyler Perry, when he first started doing stage play, that's what he did. He rented out those places, and then he built his reputation on the college campus. Because just think, you start out with college campuses; they grow up on your music because they the ones that buy music. People my age, we don't buy no music. We expect it to be free.
Nah.
Yeah, it's the kids that buy the music. So that's what you guys got to think about. Who's really buying the music? Remember, the rappers made most of their money. And your music is awesome, man. I'm telling you, your music, just remember, Tupac and DMX got rich off of white people bought their music. That's what made them guys millionaires.
Absolutely.
And those are the venues.
And so is Lecrae.
Yes.
Lecrae's doing the same thing.
Yep, same thing. And those are the venues that we're looking at right now. Is with the young kids that like Christian rap. Those white kids, oh man, they in those mega churches, man. But of course, those churches are not going to let you guys in. But once you market to those kids where we know where they are, they on the college campuses and in the high schools. That's not hard to do. I mean, we got guys that we talk to now that actually do a lot of outreach. Right now, the high schools are asking for churches to partnership with them right now. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of the churches are forming partnership because they losing control of the kids and they don't know what to do. And the kids, but the people know that the children love music. You know, that's the part about it is they love the music.
You know what I've noticed lately at gospel music. It seems that the gospel industry has always been behind the curve of the sound and how to connect with the listeners.
Yes, true.
And I think that hurts us. It's not so much the artist. I think it's the establishment that creates that awkwardness when it comes to, because you guys are the middle ground, right? Like you guys are the middle person, if you will, for your market from the artist to the consumers. So a lot of times what happens is how we build these models are a little dated. So the consumer, like it's easy for a consumer to just go to a secular station or a secular venue because if I sip a little something, I get looked at funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're so judgmental in our faith. It's like we have like this God complex that's happening, and it's causing the people who need to hear Christian godly music, it's turning them away because I can listen to the pureness of this foolishness because I know that they're sincere about whatever it is. So, you know, there's a certain freeness in the secular world that creates a little stuffiness when it comes to our industry. But I encourage you, brother, for what you're doing, man, and trying to be the middle person for that. And you're bringing it to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure that there's some people in your market who's never heard of me. You know what I'm saying? And we're coming back to DC. I've been hanging out in the Midwest for like the last couple of years, but we are scheduled to come up in November to New York, so maybe we can stop in. And
that's right, man. Come on my TV show, man, so they can get to know you. Now that's where our largest audience are right now on our TV platform. That's with anything. You know what I mean, if you look at it right now, even if you talk about some of your mainstream radio stations, they don't have the audience size that your NBCs and your CBSs of them have, and even your Apples and your Rokus. They got a huge amount of subscribers, man. They got millions of subscribers. You don't have subscribers for radio except for XM. And you don't know what channels these people listen to once they get in their cars. They can't find our channel.
Right.
You know, I'm on iHeart and iTunes. And what I get reports sometimes from Google. It's like, oh, Jerry Royce, you had 325,000 people been viewing this page. What? I didn't know that. You know, but see, that's where we are right now. Is how you convert that into dollars for the artists. You know, that's where we stuck at. So the only way we could do it is to open up venues and invite people to come out to see you guys and listen to you and get to meet you. That's where we are.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely, and you know, also create those type of relationships with corporate.
Yeah,
because
it's the next
I'll be I don't know. I just see the game different. So all the artists that's listening to this, like, be original. Think outside the box. Don't do what you've seen done. Do something different.
That's right. Follow the new leaders.
Be original. Be authentic.
That's right. Follow the new leaders, the ones being innovative. You know. You know,
or follow God.
That's right.
And let God lead you. More importantly, my lane is my lane. You know what I mean? No one can do it how I do it. No one can do it how Danny Nicole does it. You know, I think it's all individuals, and these individuals have a purpose on this planet. and follow your plan, follow your heart.
That's right. And you know what? Speaking of Day in the Car, I remember when I first saw her perform. I actually was at that venue. I actually taped that performance. We was there for West Morgan, and she performed, but she released a new song that wasn't ready to be released, so we couldn't release it. And I was like, wow, she's a very powerful artist. You know, just imagine if more people got an opportunity to see her. You know, it was just maybe a couple hundred people was at that venue, but they were mostly artists or family members of artists. You know, they weren't the people, they weren't consumers, you know. And I was like, wow. So I was really thinking outside the box at that moment, you know, cause especially people like Wes Morgan, his name got out there because he had an opportunity to be on television, which catapulted him, you know. And that's where you guys are right now. And it's like, you know, when is that door going to open for you guys so these millions of consumers can hear J Lock and his band? Because that was slamming music, man. I could see my kids liking that, but it's like, when are they going to hear it? Unless they're in the car with me and I'm playing my show, they wouldn't hear it.
Well, I look at it like I tell you like this. I still go to the experience. I still go back when I don't have family in Kansas City or St. Louis, Missouri or Las Vegas, Nevada when I was performing. Like, I didn't have family there. What I did was I attached myself to an event that paid me to be there and took care of my hotel and travel to perform. So it's not like, that's why I don't need a major whatever. I do just fine on the level, and I'm not an amateur. I'm a professional recording artist. I'm a national recording artist. Now, you're just getting sound of the music and hearing it, but in a lot of markets, that's not the case. So we're able to survive. And, you know, thanks to your involvement, we'll be able to tackle in Maryland, right?
Right, yeah, Maryland.
So, you know, we're already in B-more. We are already in D.C., so now we can add Maryland to the list of radio stations that's playing us.
Yeah, that's where we was hurting. That's where we was hurting at too, man. Maryland has a real limitation of gospel music station. I mean, we don't really have them. It's like on Sundays only. You know, if it wasn't for internet, which we're not really known to be a Maryland radio station. It's labeled internet. But I think that's what was hurting, why a lot of the kids don't get a chance to hear, your music, the demos, and all these other artists is doing Christian rap, because we don't have those stations. You know how sometimes you do have some stations that say, okay, we're going to play some independent music because they said we're going to put this in rotation, because the artist has some connections or something. The next thing they know, people call in asking for it. We don't have that here. It's like, it's mostly talk. The gospel station we do have is mostly talk. They just do talk.
Right.
Straight talk. No.
Is it FM or AM?
It's FM.
Is it FM?
Yeah, they FM, but it's all talk.
But they are, again, it goes back to the model that we was talking about. Like, as far as the gatekeepers, then you think about how many you said it yourself, young people are the ones that move.
That's right.
That listen and buy music. And across the board in the gospel industry, you still have a dated philosophy that we can only play a certain style of music. So you miss a whole generation of potential supporters and buyers because you don't want to change up your playlist.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not our fault. That's not the artist's fault. That's the powers that be.
Yeah.
So here's what I would be willing to do with you and also the other stations in that market. We could set up a concert where we just deal with, in Maryland, we'll deal with you exclusively. And we collectively put something together that we can connect your market back to the radio station so that you got people that's in that 1,000. Let's build that 1,000 that you were speaking about in Maryland, so that when J-Lock comes, when Zia comes, when Danny the Code comes, we can pack it out.
Yes,
and we don't have to get no lavish, expensive place. Let's spend it. If anything, we're going to spend money on, let it be on sound.
That's right.
When I come on, my microphone speaking back at me. You know what I mean?
I hear you, man. That's right. Just get the sound right. That's right. Amen. All
That's
right,
what we
Jay.
got to do.
Well, look, man, we got to get out of here, but we appreciate you coming here, man. I mean, all this we talking about is is on everybody's mind right now, on all levels. So we really appreciate you sharing and being real transparent. You know, it was awesome conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We will meet again. All right. All right. Before you go, man, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can download your music and see you and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you guys for listening, for tuning in. My name is J Lock. You can find me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, JLockSMG. That's JLOCKESMG. Also, you can find me at my website, www.jlocksmg.com. Shout out to Enterprise. Shout out to Via. Shout out to the whole squad, NC Stand Up. What's up, Maryland? What's up, Baltimore? We'll see you soon.
Amen. Before you go, Jay, you got to tell everybody, did you feel the power? Did you feel the power?
I felt the power.
He felt the power. Thanks, J Lock. Thanks, Tony Nicole. The rest of the crew, they will be here real soon, everybody. That's right. We're going to make things happen. All right, y'all. Don't forget, y'all, we here every Monday starting at 9 o'clock after Pep Talk with Reed. And also, you catch us on Friday night starting at 10 o'clock for Next Man Up. That's right, with Dr. Paul Kelly. Dr. Paul Kelly, speaking of Dr. Paul Kelly, he'll be here Tuesday with us starting at 9:15 for Bible study. And also going out to pastorstime.com and check out our Bible college. We got 2 courses out there right now to help you towards your degree, your associate degree, your bachelor's degree. So check it out. It's worth 3 credits. I think it's 3 credits. We'll check with Dr. All right, y'all, I'm Jerry Royce live worldwide on Positive Power, Double XI, Christian Media, and films and television.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. I go by the name of J Lock. You got blessed on the track. Let's.
Good job, good credit, bill paid in your own car.
Yeah.
Lights on, white picket fence, cut your own grass, your own yard. Look, alright. You the true girl and we know it. Besides the fact you running things, guys ain't controlling, you show it. Got daycare, after school, birthday parties and sleepovers, great dates with classmates, work deadline till your week's over. It's takeout, practices, dry cleaning, Bible study, life so fast, you so fine with your weeks.
Hey love, hey, he's on the way love, hey, so don't you stray love, just keep your faith up,
up in the air.
and just stay prayed up, up in the air, and just stay prayed up, up in the air, and just stay prayed up, up in the air, just keep the faith up,
Now get this. Many women view men as a wish list. Many men know it, so they blow it and attempt to show it and to lower those unsuspecting mistress. Then they dismiss. And this is what they call it how I see. I'ma talking how I live and I'ma walking. Faith without sight, I'ma shine my light in your coffin. Flossing for the cause. You get what you see. Blind lead the blind, no matter who leads. No movement occurs, the bruising of words. Deserving your chance will have a seat. Practice your preach, you'll go lagging in speech. Taxing your Mac and relaxing your reach. Catching your fraction, relaxing. I'm asking my God for a sign, defining my peace.
hey, he's on the way love, hey, so don't you stray love, just keep your faith up, and just stay prayed up, up in the air, and just stay prayed up, up in the air, and just stay prayed up, up in the air, just keep the faith up,
Then the moment occurs, the prayers, the fasting to get you deserve. The time you wasted was just to disturb. The strap redirect had you live in your purse, and this is emerge. The sense of this word, but just efforts to serve. God did it, and you know that. And I bet you everything in your bank account that his name ain't Boaz. Hold that.
he's on the way,
Yeah, wait. Two times. It's okay. It's okay. Wait. We're fine. Along the way. Keep the faith. Never stray. Never stray. Gone. On the way. Take your time. Take your time. Yeah. Along the way. Yeah. Keep the faith. That faith. Never stray. Never stray. Gone. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. Along the way. 1, 2, 1, 2. That faith. Never stray. Never stray. Gone.
Bass.
Yeah. What you want? Yeah, like this. Angels summoned down from the heavens. Swing low, sweet chariot, time to rumble now. And I could care less, compare next. The airness, fly for no reason, the air sweat. I evolve from plot thickens and hot kitchens, minus the hairnet. Beyond your expectation, I dare jet. God told me, move. And that motion was so potent, soft-spoken doors open, I dare rep. Sorta like David on the side of mountains. Killing lions, I'm prepared for unsuspected giants. Blood like fountains. Sure lost, cause of your boss. Your course off, oftentimes my mind drift back to Paul Cross. Down for Jimmy Carter, they trying to tell me father. But it's your will and your way that send me father. I go harder, told Satan never mind. I'm off to better times. Better places by design is intricate, but I go into it. Behold, a survival soldier is infinite. God above all, my brawl is a vital instrument. And your timing is slowly winding. Thanks to your lack of creativity, I can hear the fat lady chiming. And what you know about it, Jesus? Yeah. What you know about it, Jesus? Yeah. What you know about it, Jesus? Yeah. What you know about it, Jesus? No bother. Do this for the Father. He the architect, yeah. He the real author. I just jot it down. I don't even fault you. If I was you, I'd be mad too to what they brought you. Short-term goals, long-term pain. Rappers sell they soul for $1 in the chain. Me, I switch lanes. Came with something different. Still bring the pain, I reign, and that's significant. And I speak life. What y'all saying? The freshest B-boys, master beat rhymes and praying. The 1 and 2s and breaking. Sun crews for faking. Big boys, yeah, please don't be mistaken. And I'm on fire. Holy Ghost feel. Nosy folks, live folks, talk folks still. But my God real. You ain't even know it. Carolina blue on and I ain't even show it. But greater is he. The Savior in me. Won't let me down. Won't let me be. On my quest to be free. You run into grief. But trouble don't last. But we the trouble on the beat. What you know about it? Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. Jesus.
I've seen a time that we're living in. People just take a temporary withdrawal whenever they get ready. What I'm trying to say is the church is at recess. The church have taken time off and not doing what God has called us to do. The church has gone to play you. Somebody tell me it's going to be tight, but it's going to be right. Time to come up out of your sleeping state. It's time to come up out of your lethargic state. People have gone on vacation from God. We're now wondering why when you come to church I can't feel the power like I used to feel the power. It's only because you on reset. You can't feel what you ain't in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Facebook Live, Sprinkle Live, YouTube Live. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you guys for listening and watching. I'm the Batman of Charm City, baby, Merlin. So come out and see me, y'all. Come be on TV. But you got to be on my radio show first. So have your manager contact us at jerryroycelive@gmail.com or inbox me on Messenger. We appreciate you guys and we love you. And don't forget to join us again tomorrow night at 9:15 with Dr. Kelly with Pastor's Time Bible Study. And then come back again on Friday night starting at 10 o'clock with Next Man Up. Then we got Late Night with Jerry Live and Paula G. And then we got the Christian Party Line with Shay Samuel, Chanel Lynn Malloy, Patrice Jackson. That's right, we have a good time. We always have special guests. And look out soon, y'all. We got a brand new addition to Late Night with Jerry's Live TV show. That's right, we have a co-host start with us in November. That's right, Zenobia is coming to Late Night Television with Jerry with Live. That's right, yeah, we're going to have fun, right? All right. So look out, y'all. Don't forget to tune in at DeKalb 25. Go to DeKalb, DEKLB25.com and check out our shows. They air on Wednesdays, starting on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And you can catch my journey, I think, at 11 o'clock on Thursdays, a.m. That's right. Got to be on television, y'all. That's what you need. You got to reach the consumers. 20 million consumers, central households. That's what we do. All right, y'all. Well, good night, y'all. We got to go. Peace.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of Double XI.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.